Hello. To continue with the series I've been posting regards to sacred geometry, I just prefer the term geometry, the use of this geometry in architecture, ancient and modern esoteric, and how they use a certain set of harmonious numbers. It's basically all got to do with as above, so below. So we see, I've covered in previous episodes how 108 being one of the major numbers, and 288, how it's about sun, earth and moon, but so much more. It's music, geometry, arithmetic, and quick review. So for instance, here we see Washington and how 108 but also 288 seem to be these underlying numbers in the design. So when we compare Washington, which of course come later, to the earlier design of Paris, we see very similar thing with the Arc de Triomphe and the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel, both blending around 288, and Notre Dame Cathedral having a 108-foot dome, the Louvre Pyramid having 153 rhombi built into the design. But most recent, contemporaneous to the Louvre Pyramid, we have the La Grande Arch, which is 360 feet high. Once again, a variation on 144, 108, 432, these harmonic numbers. But more importantly, we see how along the axe historique here, how it's a citywide plan. I've been mentioning buildings, but the buildings are only one part of a much larger design, and it's an excellent way to confirm the pattern, because you'll see it not just in individual buildings, but really it's big design. But with 153, just to sort of review through how often 153 and 108 go together, especially with some very important proportions in geometry and some very beautiful numbers, three-dimensional, four-dimensional numbers in arithmetic. And this is something I want to go into later, the higher dimension, how the numbers connect to especially the fourth dimension. But here we see again the axe historique from the Louvre. Now there are a few more structures along here. I'll get to them later, but just reviewing the ones I've already commented on, and to show how they compare to other places in the world. So Aldar HQ in Abu Dhabi, a very in engineering wise a very interesting building, but it's again one of these modern buildings which is entirely designed around ancient esoteric ideas and proportions, which just so wonderfully make excellent engineering proportions and solve very modern problems with some very ancient knowledge. And Aldar HQ again along the axe historique, the 360 foot high La Grande Arch, again 108, 144, 432 within those numbers, but also very interesting, it's 666,000 square feet of floor space. Now most people will think 666, it's a devil number. Actually, if you read it in Revelations, it's a number of man. It's the number of the beast. It's a human number, but the number of the beast is man. And that's not, and so let's not focus on that, because if we go into the Old Testament, King Solomon in one year collected 666 talents of gold. Now, very interesting, that is the year, most likely anyway, the year after Sheba seems to have left. So there's a whole other series going on there, but 666, it's a lot more than the standard blah 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 spooky devil Lucifer stuff. Also, Aldar HQ 6/5, or the hexagon and the pentagon. The proportions of a building to have maximum structural integrity and yet also to have the round shape was the use of pentagons and hexagons. Albrecht Dürer fan 6/5, very very important, the pentagram and the hexagram. So just a quick overview to show how it's not just citywide, and it's not just in the cities you might think, but also in Paris, Notre Dame Cathedral, 108 feet under the vault, but the Nova Special, building the great cathedrals, highly recommend it. There's some great info in there, because for instance, in the top right hand corner we see here how the structure was designed on these platforms, where we have 30 medieval royal feet and 60 medieval royal feet, which are a reference to Solomon's temple. This is throughout this whole esoteric world. You'll see it repeated again and again. And as I move into the number 144, and in other cathedrals, it's way out there. So just a shorter video, and just to show again how things connect and join together, and to give some lead into where I'll be going into the future. I hope you're enjoying the series. Have a good one.